Hello dear students, yesterday we had discussed about Ohm's law and its verification by using the circuit diagrams. Yesterday we had discussed about this. See, the one thing what we discussed, the major constant that is involved in the Ohm's law, that is resistance, that term resistance. So already we had seen that the nichrome wire that we connected yesterday in the circuit. So this nichrome wire offers resistance. Just imagine if your vehicle is moving on a gutter road, so the vehicle will not be able to move properly, just as if it is moving through a national highway. So here the factor electrons, we already discussed that electric current is the rate of flow of charges. See, already we had seen that conductors are metals, especially, which are allowing easy flow of electrons. See, in the case of resistors, here what we took as resistor, or that was nichrome. Here you can see nichrome is an alloy. It's an alloy of these metals: nickel, chromium, manganese and iron metals. So these four metals are alloyed to make this particular wire, nichrome wire. See, when these metals are alloyed, what happening? Its resistance, or the resistance increases. So as a result, what is resistance actually? Just imagine like a gutter road. The electrons will find it difficult to pass through this wire, that is nichrome wire. So that difficulty, so it varies metal by metal and material to material. Okay. And as we discussed, Ohm's law, in Ohm's law we already discussed that as we increase the potential difference, see, potential difference is essential for maintaining electric current in a circuit. See, as we increase the potential difference, what is happening to the electric current? Electric current is also increasing in the circuit. So that's why we are getting a straight line graph that is passing through the origin. So that states that V by I ratio, that is potential difference by current. Potential difference over current. When you take the ratio of potential difference over current, you will get a constant, and that constant is known as the resistance of the wire. Here you can see the resistance of the nichrome wire of length 0.5 meter. So resistance varies depending on the length also. About that we will discuss later. So yesterday we had just calculated the average resistance. Suppose here if you look at this point, here the value of potential difference is 1 volt, and at the same time if you look at here, the value of current that is flowing in the circuit is nearly approximately 0.38, or you can approximate it as 0.4. So if you take 0.4 for 1 volt, see 1 divided by 0.4, so that will be equal to approximately 2.5 ohm. 2.5, that value you will get. And here again if you see, if you calculate any of these points, you will get this approximate value as 2.5. so that constant is known as the resistance of the resistor of the particular circuit. For example, here you can see the value. What is the value of, see here is 0.3, and here the value of potential difference is approximately 0.3, and here the value of current, that is approximately 0.112, approximately 12. So if you divide 0.3 divided by 0.12, you will get approximately 2.5. So this value or this constant, that constant is known as the resistance of the circuit. and this we can get from the Ohm's law. So now, and what is the SI unit of resistance? The SI unit of resistance is ohm. It is represented by the Greek letter this omega, and according to Ohm's law, resistance R is equal to V over I. So yesterday we had seen that V is directly proportional to I, that is potential difference, that is stated by the Ohm's law, that is the current flowing in a metallic wire that is proportional to the current flowing in a metallic wire and the potential difference across its terminals, so that will be directly proportional to each other provided its temperature remains the same, or V by I, this ratio will remain a constant, or V is equal to I into R. We can rewrite like this. Suppose using this equation, or V is directly proportional to I. Here you can see in the graph, as V is increasing, here current I also increasing. So when you take the ratio, it's almost proportional. That's why when you take the ratio between V and I, V or I, you will get a constant. That constant is known as resistance, and V is equal to I into R. That's V we are keeping in the same side, and I we are taking to the right hand side. So potential difference V is equal to I into R. This equation is very important. This equation is known as Ohm's law. This equation. Here R is a constant. Remember that R is a constant. Earlier we had got the value 2.5 ohm for the given metallic wire at a given temperature, and that is called the resistance. Underline this sentence. It is the property. What is resistance? The definition of resistance: it is the property of a conductor to resist the flow of charges through it. It is the property of a conductor to resist. This is the important point. To resist the flow of charges through it, and its SI unit is ohm, and it is represented by the Greek letter omega. So we can calculate from the previous equation we had seen V is equal to I into R. So what is R? R is equal to V over I. So if the potential difference across the two ends of a conductor is 1 volt and the current through it is 1 ampere, then the resistance R of the conductor is 1 ohm. So that is, earlier we defined what is 1 ampere. What is 1 ampere? 1 coulomb upon 1 second. Similarly, 1 volt also we define. 1 volt, what is 1 volt? 1 volt is equal to 1 joule per 1 coulomb. In a similar way, 1 ohm is equal to 1 volt upon 1 ampere. So when the resistance of a particular material is said to be 1 ohm, that means it will offer 1 ohm resistance to the flow of current of 1 ampere when the potential difference across the end is 1 volt. That you can understand from this equation. 1 volt upon 1 ampere, that is called 1 ohm resistance. So look at this sentence again. If the potential difference across the two ends of a conductor is 1 volt and the current through it is 1 ampere, and the resistance R of the conductor is 1 ohm. Look at this equation. Resistance R is equal to V over I. Suppose if you supply here the 1, if you supply 1 for R, so 1 is equal to 1 divided by 1. So similar way, 1 volt divided by 1 ampere, that is equal to 1 ohms. So it is obvious that the current through a resistor is inversely proportional to its resistance. Here that you can infer from this equation, that is I is equal to V upon R. Here current flowing in the circuit. Current flowing in the circuit is I. That is inversely proportional. That means what? If resistance is increasing, the current flowing in the circuit will decrease. So as we can see here, if the resistance is doubled, the current gets halved. So if you increase the value of resistor here, if you double the resistor, it will become 2R. What will happen if 5 divided by 1 is 5, or if 5 divided by 2, that is 2.5. So as the if you increase the resistance, if you double the resistance, what will happen? The current will also get halved. So that's the inversely proportional. That's why it is called current is inversely proportional to resistance of the circuit. So in many practical cases, it is necessary to increase or decrease the current in a circuit. So a component that is used to regulate the current without changing the voltage source, that is called variable resistance. Yesterday while we looked at the symbols, we had already seen what is the symbol for variable resistor, just like the normal resistors, and or which one arrow mark. So in an electric circuit, a device called rheostat, that is another instrument that is used to change the resistance of the circuit. Okay, so that's all for today's class.